Sails against the sea are a spectacle every Tasmanian knows. Boys still at school build their own rainbow-class yachts or cadet dinghies. Already wise in the ways of wind and water, youngsters in their cockleshells vie with the big sleek yachts that someday they will own. But for now, their minds are filled with the spirit of contest against the sea and against the rivalry of other yachts. A new trophy may go home to mark another contest won, or just the memory of a race lost but nobly fought. Like the sailors of old who came across the sea in tall ships, these modern yachtsmen fulfill the tradition of an island people. Many of them are still boat builders. Old Hobart, once the home of whalers and square riggers, is still a place where the art of building little wooden ships flourishes. Such a builder is Max Crease, who not only builds but sails the yachts that come from his Battery Point shipyards. Here a Dragon-class yacht is nearing completion, a slim craft, and like its builder, anxious for the tug of canvas and the feel of salt spray. But at Battery Point, the ancient craft of boat building has a modern variation. The Purdon brothers work with fiberglass to produce a light, strong dinghy which can easily be carried on a car or small launch. Fiberglass is cut from templates and assembled in a mold with bonding solution, left to dry, and is soon ready for the water. Across the River Derwent at Bellerive, an unusual boat builder is at work. His 40-foot yacht, built in the front garden of his home, is orthodox enough, but the builder is blind. Doug Parrish works alone with tools notched, so that he can make measurements by touch. Blindness is not his handicap, but his challenge. If he is slow, he can work on into the night, when other workmen can't see. He also operates his own amateur radio station, 7AZ, which he built with the aid of his wife. The patient skills of the shipwright live on in men such as these. Looking after 100,000 bees may not be everybody's idea of an easy occupation. For Helmer Henry Hastings Huxley, commonly known as Taffy, tending bees is his whole way of life, as it was his father's before him. An apiarist must take care against the ferocity of bees, for an angry swarm could sting a man to death. As well as extracting honey, the beekeeper inspects his hives for new queen cells. Each queen bee will attract its own swarm of workers and drones and build a new hive. If left in the old hive, queen bees will fight and destroy each other. Since the days of the Bible and before, bees have been described as one of the abiding marvels of nature. But when they swarm under someone's veranda, they're more of a nuisance than a marvel. Taffy, at 75, has had wide experience in the handling of bees. Twice a year, he shifts his bees on a lorry between the wild mountains of western Tasmania and the cultivated orchards of the south to produce honeys of different flavors. New honeycomb is almost white. Retrieved from its unwelcome resting place beneath the floor, it will start a new hive for Taffy, the Tasmanian bee-man. There's nothing fragile about this material, but before long it will be molded into a most delicate vase or perhaps bow. One of man's most ancient arts has changed little since the first lump of clay was dumped onto a potter's wheel. Then as now, the rough hands of the potter, with surprisingly sure and gentle movements, coax shapes of beauty and usefulness from the unresisting clay. Don Campbell, owner and sole employee of a pottery works in Launceston, is the only commercial potter in Tasmania. He learnt his trade 30 years ago from his grandfather, who bought the business in 1880. The products of Campbell's pottery are exported to countries as far afield as England, Iceland, South Africa and America. Once in Colombo, a trader tried to sell Don some of his own products. Pottery brought all the way from Launceston. For the true artist, work is his play, and Don Campbell's trade is his hobby. He knows no greater pleasure than watching things of beauty grow under his own hands from lumps of clay dug from pits beside the factory door. When taken from the wheel, pots are still soft. They need to harden and are then glazed with English clay and metallic oxides to give different colors. The potter's art is an enduring one. Whole civilizations have been discovered and reconstructed by historians from the pieces of pottery they left behind. Pots just like these.